you guys as agency owners don't realize that the core to your clients winning is making their experience visible. The first E in EEAT. Agency owners, this is why you are much like ancient Rome, like we see here in the background. You don't even realize it, but a lot of the people that built these amazing palaces we see everywhere, they thought they were the top. That this area here contained palaces of all the rich people here on the Palatine Hill, overlooking the rest of the Roman Forum and the Colosseum, which is behind us. And I think they're the equivalent of today's entrepreneur bros, where they're in it to make a lot of money because it's flashy. Like, you can imagine these fountains and how flashy they were back in the day of Emperor Nero, who used this as his playground. But it's all going to come to ruin, because I've done tests just auditing the work done by these other digital agencies, and it's terrible. It's like a fat person stepping on a scale, and we're the only ones with a scale who can measure people's weight, and they're clearly obese. I've audited so many digital agency sites, because these home service businesses and doctors and chiropractors and real estate agents, they come to me saying, hey, I need help. I paid this agency thousands of dollars. I'm auditing one just a few hours from now. I might mention his name. And he charged a friend of mine, Richard McClure, $20,000 to build a website, and over a year, nothing happened. Measurably, nothing happened using any of these SEO tools. Doesn't rank on anything, not driving a single phone call. This guy, this agency owner, doesn't even know how many phone calls were being driven because he doesn't even measure it, doesn't even tie to the Service Titan, which is what Richard uses, or any tools that measure how much ROI there is. Literally anyone with a little bit of skill can audit what these agencies are doing and see that you can do a better job for a couple $100s. I've made several posts, you've probably seen them on Facebook, where I said, this guy here was charged $15,000 for a website. And there are VAs that can build better sites, better because they rank better, because it's a better user experience, because they convert better, because you can run ads against them, because they integrate with the CRM, because they have pixels in place, because of all the different things that we look for in a checklist, which is a local SEO audit, for just a few $100s. Like, randomly, we've hired people on Upwork. These aren't even people who have gone through our training or who work for us, for a few $100s, who can do a better job. ChatGPT can write better articles than the ones that are being spun up by these agency owners, who I know, I won't name the names of these people, but what they'll do is they'll charge the underlying client $3,000 a month. And then one VA is supposed to handle 50 clients, or maybe 30 clients. And that VA, nothing wrong with the VA making $1,000 a month or even $3,000 a month, but that one VA who's in charge of 30 clients has got to be able to produce enough content across all of those different businesses, which, maybe home services, there's a lot in common, but they're all a little bit different. And it's funny, like ChatGPT armed properly can do a better job than someone who's charging thousands of dollars per month. Is it because the AI is coming to replace everybody? There's some aspect of that. But the bigger picture is that making sure that as they're doing the work, as they're out on the job, as they're with their crews, as they're with customers, as they're getting their new trucks, as they're eating at their favorite restaurant in town, building relationships locally, they coach the soccer team, they're teaching Bible study on Wednesday at the church. All of these things, these real experiences, are what Google and Facebook and the other algorithms are looking for. You guys as agency owners don't realize that Google and Facebook have already pretty much eliminated the value that whatever you were doing, you were a middleman for all these other guys. Like, what value do you add? I mean, seriously, it's not a hypothetical question. The money is ultimately, as you know, being spent on Facebook and Google ads to drive phone calls, because social networks and search engines, YouTube, all that, are a advertising-driven system. So how are you going to beat Google and Facebook at their own game? They're automatically making the ads. The extension of a Google Business Profile into LSA, so that now it's even easier and you don't need an agency to do that. You don't need an agency to run these ads as much anymore. I mean, you still kind of need that because they're not there. There's still some value add in the agency, but what value add does the agency have? Real question. People ask me, agencies ask me all the time, and they think their competition is the other agencies. They think it's me because we can easily do an audit of that home service business or whatnot. Your competition is, can you add value relative to what these AI tools and the networks are able to do without you? I can go into my Amazon Photos and Google Photos, and it's already making a collage of all the things that we've done here in ancient Rome. I don't need a VA or a professional videographer for $1,000 to put that together. The AI is doing it better and faster and cheaper and all of that. And every component of what a digital agency does, we have demonstrated can be done, not just way cheaper, but better. The most important thing is making sure that that phone's ringing, not can I hire someone from Pakistan to do it cheaper? That's not what it is, right? It's not, oh, we hate Americans. No, it's we want to make the phone ring for our Americans who are HVAC, plumbers, electricians, carpenters, all of these are the guys that, with all the AI and whatever, the home services, real estate agents, they're still necessary, right? Lance Bachman, who had maybe the largest SEO agency, you've probably heard of him, One SEO, he sold it. And he told me, because he knew that that game is over. A lot of my friends that have sold their agencies $10 million, $50 million, these are the most successful people in digital marketing, are exiting digital marketing because they know, it's just like the Uber drivers knowing that Uber is on their way to replacing all these drivers. It's not a gloom and doom thing. It's where can you add value? It's cementing those relationships. It's putting in place systems to actually drive value, like training up young adults in that particular town for that client to gather those videos. Well, how do you do that? Well, if you're serving plumbers and you're in 50 different cities with 50 different plumbers, that's kind of a tough challenge to equip those people, to the young adults, the sons and daughters of the plumbers, to be able to capture that video that you need. That's tough. That's the challenge. That's the one that Google doesn't really know how to solve yet, except to take all the photos and videos and reviews and all that to try to create these websites, create ads, create YouTube shorts on behalf of the underlying clients. They're trying to, here's where the money's being spent by the local service businesses, and here's the people that are collecting it, right? The big networks, and you guys as agencies are in the middle. So the fact that you can get away with charging $3,000 a month, I don't have a problem with that. But if you're not adding value, if you're not clearly showing that of the $3,000 you're charging, you're not generating at least $30,000 in incremental sales, then it's just a matter of being a sales bro. It's just a matter of like, how well can you convince someone? And I totally get it. Most of you guys are sales bros. You don't actually know how to operate the thing. But when you have mechanics like me, and lots of mechanics that are operating these networks at Google and Facebook and TikTok and YouTube and these other places, you're not going to beat them at this game. They have billions of dollars in their war chest to do a better job than you. And all of us who are successful in the world of digital agencies, I coach a lot of agencies, we know the writing is on the wall. So you want to get out of this mess? Well, two things. One, deliver more value so you can continue to charge what you're charging. And then B, consider streamlining your operations so you can be more efficient. So instead of being able to get away with charging 20 grand for a website, which I know people have done for years and years, can you do it for nearly free? And the thing is, you can now with WordPress and templates and WP Engine and all these other things that we use, which we put out there for free for you guys to use. Funny thing is that the home service businesses themselves are actually they know more about SEO and digital marketing and ads than most of you guys do, because you're subbing it out to other people. I totally get white label this and white label that, and the white label agencies, the guys that say they do your Facebook ads on your behalf for you guys as agencies, it's an appealing shtick. Who wouldn't want to go for that? But you really should start thinking about, are you in this for the money? Are you in it to solve the actual hard problems? Are you measuring the money that you're making and hanging out with other seven-figure agencies, giving each other awards as a measure of you're successful, as opposed to actually showing through weekly status reports, we have a template for that, on how you are driving ROI? It's an ugly thing to look at. I have talked to multiple agency owners who have come to that realization. They thought they were doing a good job because, well, they hired someone who supposedly was good, and my friend in Dallas who was just on Danny's podcast was surprised when I coached him multiple times and showed him, you got a team of 50 VAs and they don't do anything. And he got so mad, and I said, it's on you, because you do not have the expertise yourself. You just subbed it out. And then you were subbing it out to all these other people who are hiring you for white label VA work for websites and whatnot. Shame on you, right? If you're going to sub it out, you can, but make sure you know how to do it yourself. Otherwise, you can't hold these people accountable. So think about that. Think about how the standard's coming, the Uberification of digital marketing, the parallels between ancient Rome in all its glory and splendor versus how it is today, and be ahead of the curve, because the last thing you want to be is a tourist attraction that people come and gawk at. We've audited hundreds of these businesses, these local service businesses, hundreds of agencies too. I'd invite you to check it out. Embrace the standard so that those of us who are doing a good job can stand out from all these other agencies that are making the bro promises. Hey, could you use an additional 5 leads per week? You know, we'll do that guaranteed. All that nonsense. Think about it. If you feel guilty, if you feel triggered, if you want to attack me, look inside yourself and see, maybe there's something you need to fix. Even our agencies, the ones that we coach, have goofed up and they've had to do refunds because, you know, agency stuff is not easy. But I hope that we can get together and promote a clear standard. Instead of like lying about the scale or pretending there's no scale, let's look at the numbers for what they really are to be auditable. If you want to be audited, which sounds like a scary proposition, or have any one of us take a look at your stuff, let me know. If you're an agency owner and you want to learn to do it the right way, and you're willing to swallow your pride, instead of the one that I'm about to talk to in 4 or 5 hours from now, where he's going down in flames multiple times because his clients keep coming to me every time, you're in deep poop. I'll just say that, right? Let's do it right. And I know a lot of super successful entrepreneurs who say, and I agree, there's many ways to make a dollar. Why do it in the way where you're just scamming other people? Even though you're a good Christian father and you take great vacations and you're in this group of other people that are also doing the same thing, you're avoiding the fact that it's the results that matter, right? It's not where the awards that you've won, it's the results that matter. So let me know what you guys think. I hope this makes a big change for all of us.